The Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford fight was one of the most anticipated fights of the year. Who won? We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen two of the best boxers in the world go head-to-head in the ring? If not, then you're in for a treat because that's exactly what happened last night. In this video, we'll be breaking down every aspect of this historic fight and giving you all the details you need to know. Hello and welcome back to Topic of Conversation. Our channel focuses on trendy topics in the world of sports, music, media, and news. We aim to provide our viewers with engaging content that keeps them up to date with everything that's happening in the world around them. On Saturday, July 29th, 2023 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, in front of a star-studded crowd of 19,990, Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford went head-to-head in one of the most anticipated fights of the year. This fight was years in the making and it did not disappoint. In this video, we'll be breaking down every aspect of this historic fight and giving you all the details you need to know. From their training camps to their weigh-in, pre-fight, intro into the fight, round-by-round breakdown of the fight, and the post-fight conference. Before we dive deeper into this historic battle, I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you're not already doing so, be sure to hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of the action. Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford are two of the best boxers in the world, and they put on an amazing show. The fight was intense from start to finish, and both fighters gave it their all. We'll go into more detail about each round and what happened during each one. Both fighters had intense training camps leading up to this fight. Errol Spence Jr. trained with Derek James, while Terence Crawford trained with Brian McIntyre. They both had different training styles, but both were effective in preparing them for this fight. The weigh-in took place on Friday afternoon at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Both fighters made weight without any issues. There was some trash talk between the two fighters, but nothing too serious. The fighters made their way to the ring with Eminem performing Lose Yourself live, bringing out Terence Crawford. The crowd was electric as they awaited the start of this historic fight. In round one, the fighters came out strong with Spence shooting the jab to find range. Crawford barely missed a right hand. Spence landed a jab to the body and Crawford tied him up. Spence landed a hard left to the body and was applying a lot of pressure. Crawford landed a left hand, but it was an active round for Spence. Crawford is known for being a slow starter, so it was no surprise that Spence won this round 10-9. In the second, Spence was jabbing and put a left hand behind it that landed. He worked the body on the inside while Crawford fired a combination, but only one shot landed. Spence threw a looping left and was banging on Crawford's gloves. Crawford landed a long jab to the body, but Spence returned fire immediately. Crawford barely missed a hook but landed a lead right. It was heating up and then Crawford with a combination and down goes Spence.
Explosive jab to the head and the butt. And combination that drops. Was able to land that straight left.
Yeah, Spence kind of overreached there with that, and Crawford saw the opportunity.
Spence is up and Crawford is on the attack. A big left hand rocks Spence as the round comes to a close. In the third round, Spence came right at Crawford and landed a big shot. He threw a left hand and then followed it up with a big right hand. A firefight broke out with Spence banging on Crawford. He missed a combination, but then Crawford roared back with one of his own. Spence worked the body and then went back to it again as he continued to dominate. In the next round, Crawford landed a pair of left hands as he tried to muscle forward. He went to work on the inside while Spence got in close and landed some shots to the body and head. An uppercut from Spence landed clean, but then Crawford fired back with a combination. A big overhand left from Crawford hurt Spence as he started to take over this fight in a big way. Round 5, Crawford landed a combination that ripped up Spence. Punches were coming from everywhere. Spence was digging to the body while Crawford was at ease and saw everything in slow motion. Crawford landed wicked power shots on Spence and it was a stunning performance. Crawford landed a hook to the body and whipped to the head. Spence got smacked with a short right. Spence was working on the inside, but Crawford looked insanely strong in there tonight. A big combination by Crawford landed again, and even though Spence was having a good round, Crawford's power was undeniable. Crawford opened the 6th round whipping power shots. Spence was roaring forward, but Bud was defending everything. Spence landed a combination and Bud slapped him with a left and right. Bud pulled and fired. Spence ate another knuckle sandwich. Spence was working on the inside, but Crawford's power was undeniable. A big combination by Crawford landed again, and even though Spence was having a good round, Crawford's power was undeniable. In round 7, Spence landed a hook and Crawford ripped him up with a combination. Everything Crawford landed was moving Spence all over the ring. A short left from Spence landed, and then he followed it up with a big right hand. Crawford sent him to the canvas again.
Spence coming forward, and he gets countered with as beautiful a right up. Right is usually the one that lands and that counter right uppercut
from Crawford is just phenomenal. I mean, that right hook.
Crawford was looking for the finish as he clobbered Spence with everything he had. Spence tried to fight back, but the avalanche was coming. Crawford rolled forward in the 8th round as he smelled blood in the water. The crowd smelled it too as phones were out anticipating another storm from the champ. Terence marched him down as Spence tried to fend him off with the jab. He broke Spence with a combination and a shove. It was unreal as Terence blitzed Spence again and rocked him with a right hand followed by another combination. By the 9th round, Spence was a beaten man and Crawford was pot-shotting him. He was torturing Spence in there with some nasty work. Spence launched a 6-punch combination, but it was nothing. Crawford cracked Spence and had his feet unsteady. Spence showed heart, but there was nothing that the champ was worried about. Crawford landed a big combination followed by a left and right, and it was over. After the fight, both fighters spoke at a press conference about their performance. Terence Crawford said he felt great about his performance and that he knew he was going to win this fight. He also talked about how he was able to take control of the fight early on and how he was able to keep the pressure on Errol Spence Jr. throughout the fight. Errol Spence Jr. said he was disappointed in his performance, but that he would be back stronger than ever. He also talked about how he was hurt early on in the fight and how he was never able to fully recover. Crawford was just better tonight, said Spence. He was using the jab. My timing was a little bit off. He was just the better man tonight.
How was this particular weight cut? Was it a very difficult one, or did you feel at ease with the weight cut?
I mean, it's always difficult, but, you know, like I said, I don't make any excuses. The better man won tonight.
One last question. What about Terence surprised you the most? Was it his timing, his power? What surprised you?
Nothing really surprised me. He was just like I thought. It's just my timing wasn't good today.
Questions for Errol Spence Jr.?
Hey, Errol, Keith Heideck from BoxingScene.com. What do you attribute?
Terence Crawford has once again proven himself to be the undisputed king of the ring, with a stunning display of skill and strength that has left the boxing world in awe. He said he only dreamed of becoming a world champion, but he has surpassed his own expectations and made everyone respect his talent. He has achieved greatness in 2 different weight classes and is on his way to becoming a legend in the sport.
I love it. To be honest, I wish they would have kept it original. But it is what it is. You know, I'm the number 1 fighter in the division.
They want to see it.
And it's stamped right here. So for all you guys that doubted me, for all you guys that said I was too small, I was actually too strong. and now everybody, you know what I mean, they get to witness greatness, like I said before, and it's the Terence Crawford era.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel for more engaging content on sports, music, media, and news. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on the fight. Let us know what you want to see next.